Fuck they talk about. They smile in your face, hand you the pill, tell you it's freedom. Lies. But the graveyard full of unborn kings tell a different story. Real shit. Let's get it. Go. Planned Parenthood, that's the slaughterhouse, niggas. System set it up to bleed us out, nigga. Bleed up. Pills in the clinic, needles in the vein. Fucking needle. Black babies dying while they counting the change. Counting hoes. Nigga, wake up, this ain't birth control. Now fuck this that. Genocide wrapped in a pretty pink bow. Pretty lie. From the block to the womb, they want us gone. I'm spitting truth till every last one of us know. Back in the days when crack hit the hood, Saints cooked it up now, playing do good. Forrest ain't gonna let her read it in the light. Read that shit. Exterminate the Negro, yeah, she wrote it that night. Now it's pastel walls, free condoms, smiles, while the ultrasound, cold count, black babies and pals. They tell shorty it's your choice, girl, live your life. But the stats don't lie, 90% black when it's night. I'm from the gutter where the clinics outnumber churches. More death than God. Preachers on payroll, politicians purchase. Abort the future, call it women's health. Bullshit. Why the prison pipeline, thank them for the wealth. Stacking body. Nigga, I'm loaded, clip full of facts, son. Every click a drive-by, body bags in the back. Pull up, dog. Planned Parenthood, that's the slaughterhouse, nigga. System set it up to bleed us out, nigga. Bleed us. Pills in the clinic, needles in the vein. Poison, bitch. Black babies dying while they counting the change. Count blood, nigga. Wake up, this ain't birth control. This genocide wrapped in a pretty pink bow. Pink cough. From the block to the womb, they want us gone. I'm spitting truth till every last one of us know. Hey yo, flip the script, let's talk numbers, nigga, run it. 79% in NYC, black mothers gunning for the table with the stirrups. Doctors say it's quick. With the blood on the floor, look like the corner we flip. They fund the buses. Free rides to the chop shop. All the same tax dollars like Gaza for a zip lock. Eugenics and scrubs, smiley face on the logo. Target the zip codes with a Section 8 flow. Target it, nigga. Population control. Fuck is grid. But his kids in private schools minding the hole. Hole in the ground. I'm screaming from the stoop, megaphone to the sky. Scream. Every aborted seed, another reason we die. Die slow. Niggas in the trap, baby mamas on the pill. Pills killing us, sending us the bill. Living to death. Mama crying in the waiting room. She crying, nigga. Daddy lock can't make the ultrasound. Lock for nothing. They said it's just tissue, but I feel the heartbeat. I feel it, little king or queen, never gon' see the street. Never gon' breathe. Lord forgive them, they know what they do. They know but I'm exposing every lie they selling is true. True bomb. Cali clinic popping like swap meets on Sunday. Popping death. Black and brown bodies, they sweep them up Monday. Sweep the floor. DP on the block like the dope man post. Free cheese bus to the clinic, lil' mama toasted. They tell her you ain't ready, girl, you only 16. Seen it gone. The same mouth, push plan B in the machine. Push it, poison. I'm riding with the truth, top down, no tent. Every billboard, baby, could've been my little prince. From Harlem to Compton, the plan stay the same. Fucking plan. Thin out the herd, keep the niggas in chains. Mental shackles now, no need for the whip. No whip, just pills a copay and a signature, watch the future slip. Slip away, nigga. Read the letters. Follow the money. Follow the blood. Same bloodline been playing chess with our lives since the ships. Since day one, nigga. Same conspiracy. This is history.
I'm glad you said something, because last night's episode had me heated because the whole time I didn't even know that my mic was muted. I'm glad you said something. Anyways, with that being said, Candace is back. She did another episode talking about Matrix Reloaded, how Erica Kirk, she spoke about something. I don't know what she spoke about exactly, so it was not there yet. Last night's episode was more of a kind of a laid back episode, I guess. But yeah, if you go back and watch it, you'll see my mic was muted the whole time and I was heated. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get this pulled up real quick, and we're gonna dive right in. Change the layout real quick. All right. Let me know if it starts echoing. I'll adjust the audio so it doesn't do it.
A major theme of this podcast is that everything truly is fake and gay, and people that listen to this podcast have already accepted that. The question really is just now, how fake are we talking? What shade of gayness are we talking? And I think we should start with the Lindsey Graham shade, which he threw at American voters. So what happened was he was on stage at the Republican Jewish Coalition. Okay, he and many others, by the way, many other treasonous congressmen, basically directed their fire and their anger toward Americans, letting us know, basically, not even basically, literally telling us that if you do not support Israel, a foreign nation, then you're not even allowed to be a Republican anymore. Take a listen to Lindsey Graham in his own words.
I want the world to know anti-Semitism, anti-Israel rhetoric, anti-Israel thought is not the road to being elected as a Republican. You will lose.
You can't even have an anti-Israel thought. So if you're thinking like, I don't know, killing tens of thousands of children is not good.
So let me put it to you like this. Charlie Kirk said it best. He said, being pro-Israel means being pro-state of Israel, not being pro-Israel government. And that's 100% facts. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. When I tell somebody, yeah, I mean, y'all know I myself, I am Jewish, right? I support Israel. Does that mean that I support the government of Israel? No, it means I support the common people, the citizens that live there. I support those people. You can support a country without supporting the corrupt government that runs that country. You know, and people think, oh man, you're this and you're that. No, it just means that I support the regular common people that work there, that live there, just like as I'm sure they support the regular common people that live here. And that's just how it goes. And if you want to be mad about it, well, you know where the door is.
Well, guess what? It ain't the road to the Republican Party. Really great messaging, Senator. And he obviously was not the only one, because we know how these things go. He was joined on stage by many others, including the very genocidal Randy Fine. Randy Fine, just to be clear, he has been so disgusting in his rhetoric towards Palestinians, saying essentially that they're just not even truly humans, that even AIPAC had to drop him. That's saying a lot. If AIPAC was like, you went a little too far for even us. Irrespective of this, Randy decided that he, I guess, is the arbiter of the new cool kids club. Like, you know, we should all want to sit with them, support Israel, or you can't sit with us. Can't sit with me, Randy Fine, and Lindsey Graham. And to show us just how hip and motivated and relevant they are, they sent some poor interns. It looks like they sent some poor interns down to FedEx or Kinko's or UPS to print out these totally organic red signs. And the signs read, I don't know how he's going to get over this. So, Tucker, if you need to take a couple of days off, we get it. But the sign said, Tucker Carlson is not MAGA. There's something about it that's so dorky, sick burn. Tucker Carlson is not MAGA. And it sounds so inauthentic that you know it didn't come from anybody that was originally MAGA. This is...
You know what's funny is the people that come up with these things, they really think they're doing something. In their mind, they think that they really are being effective at something. But they just look retarded.
Like when Homeboy, who was the guy at Jesse Smollett went out and he was like, they said to me, this is MAGA country. And we were like, nobody in MAGA says this is MAGA country. No one in MAGA would say Tucker Carlson is not MAGA. It's just it's a very strange thing to say. It's very dorky. And they said it, they did it. And beyond that, besides printing out these little red posters, they gave those posters to some young men. I'm sure they're very nice young men. And they instructed them to wave the posters on stage while Randy Fine, of all people, spoke. Like he was the Spice Girls going back on stage. Tucker Carlson is not MAGA. You go, Randy Fine. And Randy Fine was getting them all fired up. And he said the usual thing. Tucker Carlson is basically akin to, you're going to be shocked, you guessed it, Adolf Hitler. So original. Take it away, Randy Fine.
But make no mistake, today, Tucker Carlson is the most dangerous anti-Semite in America.
Ooh, dangerous.
He has chosen to take on the mantle of leader of a modern-day Hitler Youth.
What it do, man?
To broadcast and feature those who celebrate the Nazis, those who call for the extermination of Israel, to defend Hamas, to even criticize President Trump for stopping Iran's nuclear ambitions. Friends, make no mistake, Tucker is not MAGA.
It is so...
You know what this sounded like? You know what this sounds like? This sounds like the Pharisees all over again. It says some of your politicians over there are really crazy. Randy sounds unhinged. He sounds like a retard. This sounds like the Pharisees all over again. For real. With the way he's talking, he sounds like the Pharisees. Now, I'm not saying that Tucker and Trump and all them are Jesus, no. But the way that he's speaking sounds like it's the same way that the Pharisees spoke when trying to I guess trying to diminish Jesus' followers. That's what this sounds like.
Over for Tucker Carlson. I mean, he must be shaking. I'm literally shaking right now. Shaking. Just shaking listening to it. It's just over. They have declared war on Tucker Carlson, which they happen to do every week, obviously. And they all say the same thing, which shows how inorganic it is. It's like Operation Mocking Pastor. And it was very clear that they were instructed to go after Tucker. More than anyone else, we know that Zionists cannot stand Tucker Carlson. And the real reason that they hate him is because he's very well liked now by both sides. And he also happens to not be controlled. You can always tell who they control because they don't condemn them, even when they, like Randy Fine, just come right out with genocidal language against the Palestinians, referring to them as subhuman, laughing when he sees a dead body of a Palestinian. They don't care. They support it. They cover it up. But Tucker Carlson, oh no, he's having conversations with people that they don't like. It's that simple as to why they go after him. That's also why they fired him from Fox, because he was speaking out against the Ukrainian war, and that was not allowed. They thought that firing him would effectively ruin him, and he wouldn't be able to secure another big contract within the apparatus that they very much control. And it turns
And now he has his own show. Imagine that.
out Tucker Carlson actually got even bigger, and he became even more well-liked. And they want justice for that. And the way that they are going about it right now, though, is especially sickening. They're now trying to roll Charlie Kirk's legacy into this. We all know, as I proved, that these same individuals were squeezing Charlie Kirk leading up to the end of his life. They wanted, again, Tucker Carlson to be gone, no longer allowed on the Turning Point USA stage, because Tucker is the natural heir to the populist movement. And they want him to be canceled. Only people that they can control are allowed to be in positions of power. So recently, Tucker interviewed Nick Fuentes. The reason he did that, I've heard, is because it happens to be a free country. And it's his platform. And he can speak to whoever the hell he wants in the world. Of course, with Zionists, the very same ones who were causing Charlie Kirk all of that grief in the final days and hours leading up to his assassination, the very same ones that Charlie thought were going to kill him, they've now decided to besmirch Charlie's name by asserting that Tucker interviewing Nick Fuentes is a betrayal to Charlie. He's no longer Charlie's friend. They've decided posthumously that Tucker Carlson was a bad friend to Charlie Kirk. And do you know who can actually debunk that pretty easily? Yours truly. I got you guys, okay? And it's just a little bit of common sense. Before Charlie died, really kind of just before he died in July, I interviewed Nick Fuentes. And Charlie and I discussed the interview, and never once did he tell me not to speak to Nick Fuentes. Never once did he consider it an act of betrayal. To the contrary, I had a very long discussion with him. I also had a long discussion with Andrew Colvett separately, telling them both that Charlie should host Nick Fuentes on his show and debate him. I tried to make that happen. You guys will recall this. Andrew Colvett can confirm that everything that I am saying is true. Oh, it's...
That would have been probably one of the greatest debates besides the 2016 presidential election or the 2015 presidential debate, or 2016. It might have been 16 between Trump and Hillary. I think that would have probably either have been up there or a little bit more than the presidential debate. I would have loved to listen to that. So many people they have tried to cancel have their own platform. I'm not sure about Nick. He's like a chihuahua. It's just the way that he talks and the way that he gets his point across. It more so annoys people because people don't have the ability to listen to what he's saying. People don't have the patience to actually dissect what he's saying and understand what he means. And that's what a lot of people, Charleston White's the same way. A lot of people do not like Charleston because of the way he gets his point across. Because they don't have the ability to sit there and listen and dissect the words to get the message.
such an act of betrayal to speak to Nick Fuentes. Never at any point did Charlie say, don't do that, because that's ridiculous. It's not who he was. But the truth, obviously, is never what Zionists are concerned with. They want Charlie's legacy by any means necessary. They want people to believe that his legacy belongs to Israel somehow. And the harder that they work to lie about his legacy, the more the world wakes up to the truth about it. They are waking up to the truth about how Charlie really felt. It's just becoming too obvious. Anyway, let's get to Ben Shapiro, okay? Because on his show today, he took a very, dare I say, scripted stab at Tucker Carlson. Same talking points. Tucker Carlson has betrayed Charlie Kirk by hosting Nick Fuentes. And for absolutely no reason at all, I caught a stray bullet, which tends to happen. For whatever reason, they get mad at Tucker Carlson. They attack me. They get mad at me. They kind of punch Megyn Kelly now. I don't know what Megyn Kelly has done wrong, but she's done wrong, is what they say. And I'll just listen to what he has to say. This is Ben Shapiro, straight from a teleprompter.
Tucker Carlson, you see, is a coward. And here is where his relationship with Nick Fuentes begins, with Nick Fuentes correctly pointing out that Tucker Carlson is a coward. You see, Tucker Carlson, a few weeks back, had on Candace Owens to treat her to his usual ideological laundering services. That's after years of Candace Owens saying things like this.
And it is the case that dinosaur bones, for whatever reason, are always just found by the paleontologist. Like, it's not like you and me walking outside. I'm like, hey, a dinosaur bone. And, or by somebody who's related to a paleontologist. It's very strange. And then, but it was just convenient for Israel that JFK got shot. It was just convenient, you guys. Totally convenient. It was convenient for Israel, by the way, when the towers went down. I just want to be clear. Anything happens to me, blame the Zionists. Like 1,000% blame the Zionists. Like, I think, let that be my parting word. I'm waking people up to the fact that pedophiles are in power. Yes. They are literally in power. And that is intentional because then they can be controlled while they are in power. And they are also exhibiting signs of a psychopathology that lets them know that they will do harm to the masses and feel nothing because they were themselves, many of them, raped when they were children. Yep. It's not a coincidence that Justin Trudeau is gay. Obama, gay. Zelensky, gay. Emmanuel Macron, gay and married to a trans man who molested him when he was a child. I mean, fact check, all true. I got to watch that girl's show. Lovely. It sounds amazing. I take nothing back. But you can't.
She just started dropping names, bro. That was hilarious.
The vibe here is that Tucker Carlson is criminally laundering ideas through his Beyond the Pale guests, and Ben is using the preferred strategy of out-of-context clips to paint a picture of my perspectives, which I stand by. Yeah, dinosaur bones are, by and large, always found by the experts. You can look it up yourself. And yes, if I wind up dead in mysterious circumstances, you should obviously assume it was orchestrated by Zionists. Duh. In lengthier clips, which you didn't show, I've asserted that this entire American culture, which has grown quite perverse, it's a culture of vices that we are suffering from today, a culture that is filled with pornography, gambling, transgenderism, radical feminism, modern psychology, pharmaceuticals. If you research these topics historically, you will recognize that they were brought to and fought for on our shores by people like Emma Goldman on feminism, Sigmund Freud, the father of modern psychology. The gambling empire is where the Adelson empire wealth comes from, as are many pharmaceuticals, like the Sackler family. These people had their names on buildings in Tel Aviv. The owners of Purdue Pharma, the architects of the opioid epidemic.
Do you notice something that all those people had in common? They were all extremely hideous. Why is it that the people that always come up with things that end up controlling people, controlling society, they always look so ugly, bro? Like, they look like a real-life version of Emperor Palpatine.
Pornography. Our boy Al Goldstein took happy credit for that, right? He's the one who notoriously said the only reason that Jews are in pornography is that we think Christ sucks. Catholicism sucks. We don't believe in authoritarianism. Pornography becomes a way of defiling Christian culture as it penetrates to the very heart of the American mainstream. By the way, Al Goldstein was right. That actually has happened. And pornography, if you're wondering, is somehow considered free speech. That's because Jewish individuals in America fought for that. Samuel Roth, actually, that's his name, fought for that decision in court. Transgenderism, go back and try to figure out where that came from. Magnus Hirschfeld was the doctor and the sexologist. So these are the facts, and the facts don't really care about your feelings. So please keep me in context. There's a lot people can learn from me. All that aside, I have to say that I was quite stunned that he found within himself and the audacity to present this attack on Tucker as a noble defense of Charlie. Here's what Ben said in his own words.
There's no question that Tucker has become the most virulent super spreader of vile ideas in America. And the rest of us who oppose those vile ideas have every right to call him that. There's one other element here that's even darker if possible. Tucker Carlson preys on the friendship he proclaims with others, and then he knifes them directly between the shoulder blades when convenient for him. Tucker Carlson is, in short, a terrible friend. Tucker Carlson was supposedly Charlie Kirk's friend. Charlie believed that Nick Fuentes was vermin. That's a direct quote. He believed that because Nick Fuentes dedicated his life to destroying Charlie Kirk and CPUSA from the inside.
So first and foremost, the idea that in order for you to show that you're a good friend of somebody, you have to agree not to host people on your platform from conversations is just so anti-Charlie. It's unbelievable. It's just,
Another Pharisee analogy, man, you ain't even lying. The control and influence that the Israeli government has on mainstream influencers and politicians is just absolutely insane, bro. It really is. Ben, you need to sit down and shut up. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't listened to Ben Shapiro since like 2018, bro. I ain't listened to Ben Shapiro since like 2018. They don't know how to fight the truth. No, they do know how to fight the truth. And that's by covering it up with lies. But at the end of the day, everything that's been covered up with lies will always be exposed in the light at some point. And that's what they're trying to prevent. It blows my mind. You know, this goes back, it reminds me of this clip that I've seen. Every news station saying the same exact thing. How Donald Trump was a threat to the democracy. And it was just like the way that they had put the clip together just sounded like some straight like Matrix type stuff, like iRobot type stuff, and it was just crazy. That's what this reminds me of.
disrespectful really to his legacy. And it is simply a fact, which I feel comfortable sharing now, that Charlie and Ben Shapiro did not get along because Charlie found out that Ben was operating behind the scenes to stop him and sort of hinder the growth of Turning Point USA in our early days, right? When we were kind of coming up together, me and Charlie as partners getting out there. And I have only about 80 to 150 text messages from Charlie to that effect. This is not a debate, by the way. This is a fact. So challenge me to share the messages. I will gladly. Now, when Charlie tried to figure out where the sudden hostility was coming from, because he at first admired Ben, like I admired Ben. Actually, Charlie was the one that told me you should watch Ben debate videos so you can strengthen your debate skills. The next thing we knew, we were hearing that he was trying to block us. And they had a conversation. Ben told Charlie, again, this is according to my messages with Charlie, Ben was in part upset because I made a joke about him, a literal lighthearted joke, when I appeared on Joe Rogan back in 2018. Do we have that clip, Skylar? We can roll that. Like, I can't take anything seriously anymore. So,
well, there's things to be taken seriously, but celebrities probably aren't on that list.
Yeah, it's
so
hard.
Ben Shapiro's right.
Yeah, no, well, he's right about this.
Yeah.
But he was like trying to correlate like what Kim did, like with Alice Marie Johnson, with like that. And I'm like, come on, man, that's like totally different. And just in general, like sometimes he just gets a little like hall monitor for me. Like, like it's just like,
well, he can't help himself.
I know.
He's a funny guy. He's very snarky. I like him a lot.
I like him too. That's the thing. It's like we actually really get along. But like the hall monitor, like, I know these types in school. Like I was in their classes, like they're just like, you're like late to school, and like the last person you want to see is like a hall monitor, like the idea that she would be late, right?
Yeah.
Like he's writing you a pink slip. It's like, Ben, just give me the pink slip, dude. Like, that just give it to me, Ben. All right, this is a gateway to Saturday school. Like it's just like
that's a good impression of him.
Lighthearted joke, but specifically Ben said to Charlie that he was upset about that, and that Candace, was going to Milo my career if Charlie didn't get away from me. Now, obviously, the story goes Charlie stuck with me despite Ben's urging. We kept climbing. We reached a point where, as a team, Charlie and I were suddenly undeniable. Some producer in June of 2018 then reached out to us to book us on Ben's show. And honestly, I'm so glad they did this because in retrospect, it's actually one of my favorite Charlie memories because it just makes me smile to reflect on. Because Charlie, he was never mean-spirited. He always was just funny. He always chose humor, lighthearted humor, to get over any situation. He was never a person that wheeled and dealed behind the scenes to prevent other people from becoming successful. It just wasn't in him, right? He wasn't vengeful. Vengeance is actually kind of the vice that I have had to work on a lot, but Charlie's perspective.
Hey, shout out to the 9 people who are hiding in the bushes.
Was just laugh and move on. Anyway, the story goes, we get the invite to be on Ben Shapiro's show. And I'm like, no, F that. He was so awful to us. He said this about me miloing my career. We should not do his show. Well, why would we do his show? And Charlie's like, no, it's great. Let's do it because we won. Okay. We won, Candace. And I'm like, okay, fine. We get to the location. I think it was in Sherman Oaks, California at that time. And Charlie says to me, we're in the green room. Hey, will we take a photo with him? I'm going to puff my chest out and stand extra tall so we never forget this moment of us having triumphed over Ben Shapiro. And he actually does it, and it was completely hilarious. And this is actually the photo from that. Charlie did that totally on purpose. It was such a Charlie Kirk thing to do, and it became like our perfect inside joke every time we felt like he was kind of saying little things about us. And that was Charlie. That was the spirit of Charlie, and he moved on from it. He was always cordial.
That is hilarious, bro. Hiding in the bushes like good old rat cons. Yeah, they hiding, bro. They don't want to come out the bushes and talk. They hiding, bro.
Beyond that, he never felt any nastiness. The point of me sharing this, though, is to make it very clear that Charlie loved Tucker. I can go through all the messages with Charlie, and he loved Tucker. Not for a single second did he not admire and respect and greatly appreciate Tucker. And he fought for Tucker to be on the Turning Point stage until his dying day, literally. Charlie was not in love with Ben Shapiro. He didn't hate Ben Shapiro. He just, I would say, experienced Ben Shapiro. We all get the Ben Shapiro experience at some point. Despite this, he always, as I said, kept it cordial because that's who he was as a person. But what I will not...
Night. The hell you mean by night?
Allow is this absolute inversion of reality where Ben Shapiro becomes any sort of voice on who is and who is not betraying their friendship with Charlie. I will not allow it. Like I said, everybody has a vice, and when I reflect on Charlie's, it is probably that he associated success and growth with money, and I believe that that is probably the conduit for the snakes that got into his company, got into the donor base, whatever it is. Me, I don't suffer from that vice. I don't care about money. I would gladly, as you have seen me do, burn it all to the ground to get out one modicum of truth. And if you'd like to hear something else that happens to be true, in the immediate aftermath of Charlie's death, people that were extremely close to Charlie, including donors, were very touched by a monologue that Matt Walsh did over on the Daily Wire. I didn't see it. I was too aggrieved to watch anything, but apparently Matt Walsh did an amazing monologue. So the team reached out to ask Matt Walsh to host Charlie Kirk's show because they wanted to keep it going. And they were told that that was not allowed to happen unless Ben Shapiro was also invited. And in the true spirit of Charlie Kirk, Turning Point cordially accepted those posthumous terms. Anyways, those are the facts. Turning my attention to...
Oh, great. So with that, does that mean that Turning Point USA is going to be hosted by a soy boy, Ben Shapiro, with Matt Walsh? Come on now, bro. About the only thing that I liked about Ben Shapiro was the fact that he debated transgenderism and just smashed every debate that he was ever in about transgender. That's only it. Everything else Ben says is just like, it goes through one ear and out the other. He's like the nerdy kid who follows the rules to the T at a school. And like knows all the ins and outs of the rules and knows where every single fire exit is and knows exactly how many steps it takes to get from his desk to the door of the classroom. Like he's that kind of kid. That's what Ben Shapiro reminds me of.
To another matter, Israel is rather obsessed with this already.
Oh, monitor. No, he's like the nerdy kid that be knowing everything that's not important and talks about it like it is important.
Failed operation to stage a hostile takeover of the legacy of Charlie Kirk, so obsessed that the Jerusalem Post completely fictionalized, or rather published a completely deranged lie about Erica Kirk. Here is the statement that was issued by the Israeli War Room account over on Twitter, and they were citing the actual reporting from the Jerusalem Post, which was written by journalist Michael Starr. They published this: Charlie Kirk, the founder of TPUSA, will be posthumously honored at Israel's 2025 Christian Media Summit in recognition of his courageous stand for truth and his steadfast support of Israel. Michael Starr reports, Mrs. Erica Kirk will accept the award on her husband's behalf a moving tribute to a man who inspired millions to stand with Israel when it mattered most. The Pillars of Jerusalem Award, inspired by the verse teaching that the world stands upon justice, truth, and peace, will also be presented by Douglas Murray, Yael Eckstein, and Dr. Jürgen Buehler. So obviously the internet was like, this is crazy if this is true. And internet, including me, I was like, this is actually insane if this is true. Steadfast support of Israel. This is just a lie. And you know how I feel about lies. Fortunately, Andrew Colvett, the spokesperson for Turning Point USA, instantly came out and slapped down the rumor. Andrew wrote this. This is the first we're hearing of this. We've reached out to the reporter at the Jerusalem Post for a correction. How do you just say Erica Kirk is going to accept this award on behalf of her husband because of his steadfast support for Israel? That's not like a casual error, is it? Well, the journalist replied, and here is what he had to say. Michael Starr said this on X. He said, the Israeli government press office wavered on claims that Erica Kirk would be accepting by video call a posthumous award on behalf of Charlie Kirk after Turning Point USA said that it was not aware of the award and its CEO was not scheduled to participate. And he is calling that wavering. I'm calling that Israel's got Israel. They just lie. They tell audacious lies, and when they get caught, they then gaslight and pretend that they didn't get caught with their hands in the cookie jar, right? And it's just getting ridiculous. It is so ridiculous to watch them continue to lie about where Charlie Kirk was at in his mind at the end of his life. You're not getting away with it. People don't believe you. It doesn't matter how much money you spend, how many talking heads you sent out to pretend that he didn't waver in his support. He did. He did. We've been reading Charlie in his own words, okay? Like, you can't undo this. It's law.
You know, it's good. It goes back to in the book of Revelation, how it talks about those who call themselves Jews but are of the synagogue of Satan. That's who these people are. These people aren't real Jews. They are of the synagogue of Satan. And that's 100% facts. And that's just exactly what it is. Now you have Jewish people who are Jewish, who live the lifestyle of Jewish people, and which are the common Israeli people, the everyday citizens. Then you have people like the Israeli government who are the synagogue of Satan. That's what I think.
Lost. Yes, he supported Israel throughout his entire career. And then he felt the Agent Smiths coming in, pressing him and pushing him, ironically, over Tucker. And it really shows that you have no shame to do it again. To do it again posthumously, to say Tucker must never speak on a Turning Point stage. Tucker must be canceled because Tucker wasn't a true friend to Charlie Kirk when Charlie Kirk died fighting for his right and for his friendship with Tucker Carlson. I think that's ridiculous and it's shameless. And I guess before we take a bit of a break here, I want to say that there is going to be a day when we all get to puff our chests out, stand tall, and recognize that we, the American people, triumphed over the Israel lobby. That's all I'm going to say about that. We'll be right back. Is it thing? Got so address Erica getting into us, sending us emails, people that are paying in super chats asking me to address Erica Kirk. And I guess my question back would be, what is there for me to address? She hasn't sat down for a long interview. All we have seen from Erica has been the speech at the memorial event for Charlie Kirk. I see the innuendo that is online. I am interested in investigating who killed Charlie Kirk. And the people that I have been reserving my ire for, my smoke for, my investigation for, are the people that are blatantly lying. Okay, people that are just lying about Charlie Kirk. That was my reason for going after Alex Clark. She lied about the Catholic thing. That was my reason for going after Andrew Colvett, Mikey McCoy. Anybody that's told a lie, Rob McCoy, blow all over him, you got my attention. What lie has Erica told that I'm supposed to be focused on? Okay, like, has she said something about, did she come out and say, Charlie never had an issue with Israel in the end? He loved Israel to his dying breath. She hasn't done that. She simply hasn't done that. What we have around the corner is a big interview that's going to be dropping this week. Erica Kirk sat down with Jesse Waters, and I can tell you, Charlie loved Jesse Waters. Jesse Waters gave us the most playtime on Fox News back in the beginning. And that was the big show that we got the book. And so it's a good fit. It's a fitting program for her to go on to. If she was sitting down with like Bibi Netanyahu's entourage, I might have something to say. But everything that she has done she's been having conversations with people who were actually friends with Charlie. Erica is also, I think, slated to join Megyn Kelly on tour. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure I saw that being teased. Charlie opened up to Megyn in the end. Megyn stood 10 toes down on telling the truth, which is why I deeply respect her for doing this, about the pressure that Charlie was under. And it was not easy for Megyn to do that, okay? She is still catching heat for the fact that she did that. So I feel like Erica is kind of sending a message here that she's not standing against the people that are telling the truth. I said early on, if Erica Kirk asks me to be quiet, I will be quiet. She didn't ask me to be quiet. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. A show on whether I like her hair, her outfits, that doesn't feel right. And
see, people think that just because Erica's not speaking out about something every single day, they think that she's complicit in something. And like, bro, you don't understand what it's like to lose somebody like that. Like, stuff like that can affect somebody for a long ass time. But y'all don't understand that. And so she, probably what she's doing is she's probably sitting back and letting Candace, because she knows the kind of reporter that Candace is, she's probably sitting back and letting Candace do all the work because she knows that Candace will get to the bottom of it. So she protecting 2 kids. Exactly, bro. And she got 2 kids to worry about. You know, she can't be painting a target on her back while she got 2 kids that she got to take care of as well. So a lot of people don't think about that. They really don't. They think, ooh, she's not speaking about Charlie Kirk. She's complicit. Bro, how about you complicit in not getting a shower the last 2 months. You ain't even brushed your teeth since Charlie died, bro. Shut up.
also keep in mind that is the mother of Charlie Kirk's children. I had a real relationship with Charlie Kirk, a real friendship with Charlie Kirk.
We just said that too, bro. That's crazy.
And what is left of him in this world are his 2 small children. So to just take a baseless attack, if I catch her in a lie, it's a little different. But to just take an attack on her does not feel appropriate to me. I haven't seen any reason to do that. So I'm looking forward to the sit down with Jesse Waters. I think we're going to get a lot more from Erica, and we're going to see where her mindset is. Currently, there is one clip that is going around, and I have some unsolicited advice for Erica, and I appreciate the sentiment of what she's saying here. Let's take a listen.
The defense wants to ban cameras in the courtroom. How do you feel about that?
There were cameras all over my husband when he was murdered. There have been cameras all over my friends and family mourning. There have been cameras all over me, analyzing my every move, analyzing my every smile, my every tear. We deserve to have cameras in there. Why not be transparent? There's nothing to hide. I know there's not, because I've seen what the case is built on. Let everyone see what true evil is. This is something that could impact a generation and generations to come.
So I agree with the sentiment, and I'm glad that she has pointed out how ridiculous it is to not want cameras into the courtroom, how ridiculous it is to allow him to appear virtually, not even on camera, for some pre-hearing matters. None of this makes any sense to the public. And what I did say early on, I don't remember which episode it was I would not have wanted Erica it would not have been my advice for Erica in a stage of grieving to go from being the widow to being the CEO and the chairman of the company. If I was running the company, I would have said, let's put in place an interim CEO, right? Someone below Justin Strife, I think, was the COO. I would have put in an interim CEO and allowed people to figure things out. Because it is a true statement that there's 2 things happening here. There's a widow, and then there is the chairman and the CEO. And that person, no matter what, is going to have to catch heat for any decisions the business is making. That's just the reality of the way the world works. When you're a CEO and you're a boss, if a mistake is made, doesn't matter whether you did it, whether you said it, whether you tweeted it. It's
shout out to the 15 people hiding in the bushes, bro.
Going to come down on you, and she has assumed that role. Okay, so criticisms pertaining to anything at Turning Point USA that are being directed at Erica are fair. Obviously, they are fair if they are directed about Turning Point USA and their actions. The second thing that I would say, and again, this is unsolicited advice, so she's free to throw it out. But in the entire issue and the energy right now is that people, irrespective.
So it sounds like trial. It will be a show trial. Well, they don't want cameras in there because they understand that what it's built off of is very stupid and easily disprovable. That's why they don't want cameras in there, because they don't want people to find out that Tyler Robinson wasn't really the person who killed Charlie. He was just the scapegoat. That's why they don't want cameras in there.
About what's happening on paper, don't believe the story. They don't believe the story. And and of course, this is only a snippet of the interview, so I'm sure more will be said here. But I'm getting that you have seen the case, you think it's a solid case, she thinks it's a solid case at least, and is saying, show everybody what you have so they can see true evil. Within her capacity of chairman and CEO, of Turning Point USA, they could be more transparent about what happened that day. People don't like the stuff that they've seen about Mikey McCoy. They don't like what they've seen about Rob McCoy. They don't like the history of Rob and Mikey McCoy and their involvement here. They don't like the video of Terrell. They don't believe what time text messages were sent or when the phone calls took place. You know, Rob McCoy is lying. In the areas that you can control the transparency, I think doing that would be beneficial to Turning Point USA, because I don't think Turning Point USA is going to survive if they continue down this path of, you know, Tyler Boyer late night tweeting at donors as he did over the weekend. I think he directed his fire at like John Mappin and Arena Mappin, called John Mappin a loser. I don't think that that's the correct messaging to come out of Turning Point USA. And there's something that my husband always says to me, and I don't know if he got it from somebody else, he probably did, but the expression is the market is always right. The market's always right. He says this about like trading and things of that nature, meaning irrespective of what your opinion is or what you think you know, the market is the market. So maybe the top execs at Cracker Barrel thought it was brilliant to change the marketing, and they brought in the highest paid advertisers to do that, and they thought it was sleek and it was amazing. The people revolted, and they said, we don't like this, we don't trust it. Put that old man back up there. We want to see the Cracker and the Barrel, or we're out. And guess what? The market was right. That's kind of the point of the expression. The market is always right. And the market right now is saying we don't believe a single thing that happened that day. We do not trust the donors at Turning Point USA. We've got no messaging about whether those donors were removed. We want Turning Point to hit hard. The people that are lying. Why are we getting this dance around the Catholic topic, which again did not come from America? Okay, it's not come from America. And I would imagine there are a lot of people that are speaking in your ear. That's what it means to become to wake up one day and be the chairman and CEO of a major company. But people are going to need clarity on these matters, because it doesn't feel like those snakes are out of the garden. That's what it doesn't feel like, I would say. And so, yeah, I would say in every aspect that you can be transparent, which doesn't involve the feds, I would do that. We look forward to obviously watching the interview that is going to premiere in 2 days on Fox News with Jesse Waters. I will certainly be watching. Now, speaking of a lack of transparency, I am everyone right now when I say that Kash Patel is the most embarrassing human in the United States. Embarrassing for 2 reasons. One, Charlie Kirk was a big supporter of
Kash Patel looks like if Myron Gaines isn't who he is today. If Myron Gaines was a bum, that's who Kash Patel looks like.
Kash Patel had him on a show, really pushed for him.
Shout out to Myron Gaines, man. He be standing on business. But Kash Patel looked like the bum version of him.
And to get the role that he is in, director of the FBI.
Like a great value, Myron Gaines.
And he has just been terrible in this case. He just has been objectively, okay? Everything that we have seen coming out of this case makes entirely no sense, from the impassioned messages written by 20-year-old gay men, which don't exactly sound Gen Z, to this kind of ridiculous narrative that we can't see anything. We can't watch him drop down. There's cameras everywhere, but you can't show us anything. All of the holes that are still in this story. And I didn't think he could make matters worse than over the weekend. Really, guys, we are just not a serious nation. That's what I want you to know. After this tweet, I realized we are not a serious nation, and the empire is in its decline. I actually think I want to be Russian right now after what Kash Patel tweeted. Kash Patel made me want to be Russian like tomorrow. Like, I'm going to go live with Putin, because at least he's like a serious person, right? And Kash Patel is no longer serious. So the backstory is Kash Patel, he had a marriage breakup. He starts dating this cute little thing, Alexis. She's very cute, very pretty girl. Makes videos online. And I don't know. I guess he flew down in his FBI plane to go see her down in Nashville. People found out that he went to go see her down in Nashville. The internet revolted and said this is an inappropriate use.
When she said that she makes videos on the internet, what's she talking about? Like TikTok content, YouTube content, or another kind of content?
Use of taxpayer funds. Now, it turns out that he is required to fly on the FBI plane, no matter where he goes, whether it's a personal event or if it's a business event. But he is a hypocrite, because there are clips of Kash Patel calling the FBI corrupt before he was in the FBI, and saying that taxpayers shouldn't have to fund their personal trips. And now he's funding his personal trip to go see his girlfriend, Alexis. So the internet didn't like the hypocrisy. The internet was correct. The market is always right. Okay, the internet was absolutely correct about this. And what Kash Patel did was he wrote this like Andy Cohen hosting the Real Housewives of DC or something type tweet, where he defends his girlfriend. I mean, how old is this girl? Oh, seriously, she's young. She's very young. And this is what he wrote. I'm just going to read it because it's so embarrassing that we have to read it. And then I'm going to get a passport to Russia. Okay, here is the tweet. This is from the director of the FBI, people. Buckle up. America's so serious. We're big and we're bad. Ready? I am proud of the work of this FBI. We're taking violent criminals off the streets in record numbers, crushing the fentanyl crisis, dismantling cartels, saving children, hunting down terrorists, and so much more. Let me be clear, we will not be distracted by baseless rumors or the noise from uninformed internet anarchists and the fake news. I've always said, criticize me all you want, but going after the people doing great work, my personal life or those around me, is a total disgrace. The disgustingly baseless attacks against Alexis, a true patriot, and the woman I'm proud to call my partner in life are beyond pathetic. She is a rock-solid conservative and a country music sensation who has done more for this nation than most will in 10 lifetimes.
She probably broke up with him after he wrote that. I ain't even gonna lie with you. Damn, I'm getting ashy, boy. I'm white. How the hell do I get ashy and I'm white? Can y'all explain that? It said America has not really learned to free still answer to the English. The political system is so much show, same as Australia. There has always been a fight for control. No matter how you look at it, there has always been a fight for control since the beginning of time. There's always been two sides, the good side and the bad side, that fight for control. So when you look at it that way, there's really no place that's truly free, only to a certain extent. But truly free, no, there's always been a fight for control since the beginning of time. Shout out to the 13 mouth breathers in the bushes being non-interactive. 304 monk apes. Yeah. Shout out to y'all sitting around with your thumbs and your bones. You got Twinkies shoved down your throats. Come on now.
I'm so blessed. Sorry, pull that back up. I gotta finish. I'm so blessed that she's in my life. Attacking her isn't just wrong, it's cowardly and it jeopardizes our safety. My love of family will always be my cornerstone, and you will never tear that down or keep me from them. I and this FBI will stay laser focused on our mission and continue the reform that we promised, rebuilding this borough from the ground up. Okay, it's like a lot, and I love that Twitter hit them immediately. They hit him with a little fact check. People are not attacking Castro one another, but rather reacting to his firing.
I immediately hit him with the fact check, bro. It says, people are largely not attacking Cash Patel's significant other, but rather reacting to his firing of people who point out his usage of government funds to travel to her shows. That is hilarious.
Of people who point out his usage of government funds.
Can you imagine the director of the FBI getting fact-checked on X?
To travel to her shows. Now, objectively, this is embarrassing. Objectively, Alexis, she seems like she's a really sweet girl. She is not a country music sensation. It's sweet that you call your girlfriend that, okay? She's just not a country music sensation. It's ridiculous. It's like me talking to my daughter. Like, I do tell her she's a sensation. She's everything she does is sensational. It's so unbelievably petty. It's ridiculous. It's this entire tweet. I just went, not every thought you have in your head needs to be sent. This does not make you look masculine. It does not make you look like somebody who should be taken seriously. There is no question that Vladimir Putin and the homies left. They did, without question. They're on a group chat right now. Ha ha ha. My country music sensation, his girlfriend. She's upset. She makes commentary on the internet. Okay, fair game. If you're gonna wade into politics, then you have to be able to deal with some pushback. Whatever they were saying about her Cash. Okay, he only been dating her by the way for like a year and a half. Okay, like this is like it's like a new girl that he's dating, and we're talking about, just to remind you in case you're just tuning in, we are talking about the director of the FBI, and we are supposed to take away from this that we should have faith that he is emotionally stable enough, that he has steeled himself for this investigation into Charlie Kirk's murder. Like, we are supposed to believe that this is not a crash out. Man, I wish she had said to you, don't send that, honey. Honey baby. Don't send that, honey. I wouldn't send that, honey baby. That does not, it makes me feel
honey baby, bro, that is hilarious. You know she broke up with him after that. Hey, homie, what you talking about? I'm gonna need you to clarify what you mean.
And doing it, but when you send it, it lets people know that America is weak. Like, you need to be very reprimanded for this tweet. Could you imagine Vladimir Putin sending this tweet? Could you imagine any of his henchmen? Immediately, they would be fired. And that's why I would like to, again, plead with you guys to consider, when I run in the future for dictator of the United States, to consider how I will deal with this immediately. I will sentence him to a month of hard labor. Obviously, that's the only correct response to Cash Patel writing this, like, I don't like these mean girls tweet. It's ridiculous. We are not serious people. Yeah.
I don't like these mean girl tweets. Dude, Candace is cooking Cash right now, bro. See, when you put it in that kind of perspective, when you say it like that, it really makes it sound like he's a feminine high school boy who got his feelings hurt because somebody started roasting him. Like, come on now, bro. Can't make this up. Everybody comment down below and let me know where you're watching from.
Empire is in decline. So figure out where you're going to live. It's not between Namibia and Russia. That's it. We'll be right back and answer some of your questions. All right, you guys. Overwhelmed. You know why? Because and happy. If you're right, stronger. You are an inspiration. God bless you and your family. Michael writes that from Australia. Thank you, Michael. I love that. That what I say has reached Australia. I wish that I was not banned from Australia, but you know me. I'm a super bad criminal, bad to the bone. I won't worship Israel. Stacey Massey writes, so many trolls in the chat, yet by being here, they are supporting Go Candace. Yeah, there's so many bots in the chat. I'm sorry that you guys had to go through that. Man. We could actually put a timer so they can only post every 30 seconds. Maybe we'll do that going forward.
Everybody comment where you watching from, y'all 24 mouth-breathing bush campers.
Gmon writes, you are a shining light in the dark world. We love you and are behind you. Don't give up or back down. I'm not giving up or backing down. It's like this, if they were ever going to steal me and make me so angry that I would just be on a warpath, it would have been by assassinating Charlie Kirk and making me watch it. Truly. Like if you wanted a political foe, this was the way to do it. And what's so funny is I've said in so many rooms, like most people consider me
hit that like button too
as a formidable enemy, but I'm a much more formidable friend. And I'm going to continue to be a formidable friend.
You say it's so stupid they have banned from her Australia. Yeah, it is stupid, bro. People who really stand up for what's supposed to be stood up for get banned from a lot of places. I don't know what happened to that comment, but I appreciate it.
I'm Charlie Kirk, and the best way that I can do that is just telling the truth. No matter what the truth is, I can just share the truth. And that's the amazingness, is like we just constantly text it all the time.
I appreciate that last comment, but it wasn't what I asked.
And as I said, I have no reason to lie. The Turning Point USA has access to all his messages. They can tell you that the messages are real, whether they're true or whether they're false. And the truth is enough. The truth is always enough. Tom Paul writes, Tyler Robinson's ACT score was 34, so he was in the 99th percentile. Thomas Matthew Crook's SAT score was in the 99th percentile. Both recent lone shooters scored in the 99th percentile on standardized testing. Not a coincidence, as if it is out of the same playbook. Something I want to say about that, something actually that I would like to reiterate about that, is I believe that is the reason for standardized testing, is that it flags for the government people that could be a problem down the line. It's a kind of a repeat story in a lot of these mass shootings. I think also the one that was in, and I can't think of the guy's name, but it was in Connecticut. Similar story. He somehow hacked the government system, and the FBI showed up at his door, and he was a part of some Yale program. I think it's Adam Lanza is what I'm thinking of. So there's a theme here, and my opinion on that is not something that can be discussed on YouTube, so I'll save it for my book club tomorrow. Petal writes, love you, Candace. Please.
You know what I want to see? I want to see Candace do a deep dive on the digital ID agenda. Oh, dude, that'd be crazy to listen to her break down the whole digital ID agenda. Because you know that's what they're trying to do, is implement that. I mean, they're trying hard to get it over there in the UK. So there's some other countries, and I think Uganda and what's that other one? I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but they accepted the digital ID thing a long time ago, and there was like 56,000 bank accounts that got closed down because the people who owned them didn't have digital ID, and it's just crazy. I would love to see Candace do a deep dive onto that and that topic. That'd be badass. Anyways, yeah, bro, it just seems like all these quote-unquote influencers from the Desert Empire. Hey, I don't need you screaming to yourself in the comment section, homie. I just asked where you was watching from, dog. I don't know what you on, but you need to quit sniffing whatever you be sniffing. Because ain't nobody need you yelling in the comments, bro. That's crazy work. But it seems like all these quote-unquote influencers or politicians or whatever that be talking about, man, anti-Israel this and all that. It's like it's just programming at this point. That's what it seems like. But with that being said, man, I'm going to go ahead and get this outro pulled up and then we finna bounce. And we appreciate the love, but don't be no fun, boy. That's 100% facts, man. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up. We're going to play a different song on the outro this time.
Yeah.
So, I got to change the speed too. But make sure y'all hit that subscribe button as well. You know, we do a very decent amount of live episodes every night. And so, make sure y'all tap that button and stay tapped in, man. There we go. There we go. Alright. With that being said, I'm out. Thanks for the live. Appreciate you for tapping in, man.
Yeah. Fuck that lady. Black Tom McDonald in this bitch, spitting fire on these deadbeats, no switch. Let's go. Yeah. You a grown ass nigga standing in the line. EBT dried up, now you crying online. Could've clocked in at 5, but you slept till 9. Now the shutdown hit and you begging for dimes. Nigga, get off your ass, this ain't charity time. Black Tom McDonald dropping truth like a crime. I see you big frame, arms like a goddamn tank, but you sitting on the couch giving life a blank. Swipe, swipe, nothing but decline. Government cheese gone, now you losing your fucking mind. Talking about the system, how it kept you confined. But the mirror don't lie, nigga, you the mastermind of your own damn cage. Lazy bones engraved, could've flipped them burgers, now you feeling enslaved. I was grinding at 16, no safety net. You was playing 2K, placing online bets. Now the shutdown's a villain, but you the real threat to your own damn future, nigga, place your regret. I'm painting these pictures, no filter, no blur, while you scrolling for pity, crying life ain't fair. Shit, life ain't fair, but it don't know you a chair. Get your ass up and hustle or keep breathing thin air. You a grown ass nigga, fuck that nigga. You a grown ass nigga, fuck that nigga. You a grown ass nigga standing in the line. EBT dried up, now you crying online. Could've clocked in at 5, but you slept till 9. Now the shutdown hit and you begging for dimes. Nigga, get off your ass, this ain't charity time. Black Tom McDonald dropping truth like a crime. Yeah. Fuck that, nigga. You posting the memes, Uncle Sam's a prick. Your uncle named Laziness, and he running this shit. Got a back that don't break, legs that don't limp, but you walk to the corner store begging for a blimp or that free fucking money like it grows on the tree. While the rest of us bleed just to eat, can't you see? I'm spitting these syllables, surgical precision, cut through the excuses, expose the collision between what you could be and the bum you become. Niggas crying on TikTok, thumbing his thumb. Shut down, took my food, nigga, please, it took your crutch. Now you facing the truth, and the truth hurts much. I ain't here to coddle, I'm here to ignite a fire under your ass till you work through the night. Black Tom McDonald, the ghost in the booth, haunting every lie till you face the damn truth. No more woe is me, no more victim parade. You built your own chains, now you stuck in the shade. Pick up the application, swallow that pride, or keep starving in silence, nigga, you decide. You a grown ass nigga standing in the line. EBT dried up, now you crying online. Could've clocked in at 5, but you slept till 9. Now the shutdown hit and you begging for dimes. Nigga, get off your ass, this ain't charity time. Black Tom McDonald dropping truth like a crime. Yeah, Black Tom McDonald, ain't no handouts here, only hard facts. Get to work, nigga, stay broke, your choice.